Coach, how did you evaluate your guys from the scrimmage Saturday and just kind of who's made the best impression on you the first couple of weeks?
Yeah, from the scrimmage we evaluate assignment, technique, and effort. We break that down, grade every single play, and there's some guys that stepped up in a big way. Teeter made some really, really good catches. I've challenged him. We know he's a physical guy. We've challenged him in the pass game, and he stepped up to that challenge. Mason continues to just work to be more and more physical each and every day. So I've been really proud of him. And those other guys, we're battling some injuries and all things like that. But that's spring, so we're just going to continue to work and get better every day.
Would you say so far then the tight ends have progressed how you've wanted to so far through these spring practices?
No doubt. I mean, it's never perfect, right? We always, that's what spring's for. It's a continual process. We just preach every day, get 1% better. Coach McGuire has each position coach do a thing and give every single player something to get 1% better on that they need to improve on that day. And so I think individually we have gotten better every day, and I think as a team we've gotten better every day.
What's the 1% that they've grown the most at, that you can see from practice 1 to today have seen the most growth in?
I would say for my guys specifically, just a nasty mentality. I really challenged them with that because a lot of those guys were receiving guys coming out of high school, and so they're really trying to step up to the plate in the run game and give us that extra offensive lineman that we need to be. And so I have been proud of just their demeanor and just having just kind of a dominant mentality.
So what are the things that they still need to work on for you to be happy, at the end of spring?
Just the details. We talk every day about dominating the details. Whether that's first step, whether that's getting your hat placement correct, whether that's what foot you're sticking with on a route. There's just the little details. We really just have to focus on that. We're starting to understand the whole scheme of things, and our football IQ's really grown. But we really now have to start, as we learn the offense, we have to start honing in on the details.
And how fortunate are you that you have 6'9", 6'6", 6'5"?
Oh.
And I mean, during one of the drills out there, you were like, I know you're 6'9", you got to stay down.
Yeah.
To have that as a benefit for what your goals are for.
Yeah, that's a huge benefit. That gives us the ability, to have a mismatch in the passing game, with a 6'9" tight end. But we just have to continue to grow him because it's hard for a guy to play with pad level when he's 6'9". But just continue to grow him in the run game, and but I'm blessed to work with some great kids, number one, but then some real talented individuals that love coming to play ball every day, and I love coaching every day.
Joey mentioned the other day wanting to run and expecting to run a whole lot of 11 and 12 personnel.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually did a lot of that last year. But what is it like when you're coaching that position and you hear that from the top, that your position group is not going to be forgotten about, so to speak, especially considering Tech's history of where they usually go 4 wides so much? Yeah,
I mean, that's huge. It's a challenge, and I take that personal. Coach McGuire hired me for a reason, I believe, and he's told me he wants me to instill that, kind of that demeanor we talked about, that nasty demeanor that we talked about in the run game. And so I'm really trying to challenge these guys that we play a vital role, integral role in this offense, and we just have to continue to get better each and every day.
Where's the hunger in this team so far?
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. They're stepping up to the plate each and every day to just continue to grow, and I've seen some really good teams. Been a part of some really good teams, but I just love their attitude and willingness to come to practice every day. And the great thing is these guys are having fun. Like they're having a blast, and that makes it fun for us coaches. So we're having fun as players and staff.
Mason Thorpe and Henry Teeter both played a lot last year, but they lost the starter Travis Koontz, who started here the last couple of years. Who are you wanting to push to be in the rotation, so to speak, as like a third tight end? Yeah,
Jaden York was having a phenomenal spring. You know, we're battling some injuries here and there. You know, Jed Castles has an opportunity to step up. We've moved some guys over from linebacker to tight end. So there's a lot of guys fighting for that spot. And, you know, like Coach McGuire talked about it after practice today, the depth chart is completely clean. It's a clean slate. And so we're just the guys that work the hardest, the guys that show that they want that spot and earn that spot are the guys that'll play.
I saw Jaden out there in the booth. Did he get hurt Saturday, or did he get hurt in practice?
It was one of the earlier practices, probably fourth or fifth practice.
But you said he had been showing some good stuff.
He'd been showing some really good stuff, and you know, we're looking to have him back really soon before the spring ends.
How do you feel like the tight ends have responded to learning the new offense so far?
They're really students of the game, and I've been really impressed with. I mean, they come in for extra meetings every single day. Just come in one-on-one, asking, "Hey, coach, what do I do on this? What do I do on this?" So their hunger to grow as a student of the game has been really impressive, and really it just comes down to they want to win, just like us coaches want to win. So they want to win as bad as anyone, and so they're going to keep fighting to do that.
Got time for about two more.
Good. Appreciate y'all. Yes, sir.
You guys good? What are you seeing from the core right now that showing you something a little extra, that 1% more?
I mean, I've seen improvement from practice 1 to now practice 7. So, you know, the goals that we laid out for those guys, there's steady improvement day to day. Not where we need to be, but there's been improvement. So it's encouraging right now.
Who from the younger players are standing out that are pushing some of these old veterans to, you know, hey, if you're not going to make a play, I am.
Yeah, the group's interesting because you're either like a grandpa or like a newborn. So we got young guy wise, Jacob Rodriguez has come in, done a really nice job, transferred from UVA. Derek Lewis is another young guy that's made an impact early. I think he's a redshirt freshman. Ty Kanya is a mid-year transfer. He's coming in. He did some nice things in the scrimmage. So, young guy wise, you know, Trent Lowe is a kid from down the road, and he's come in and done that job too. So, you know, I'm encouraged by the future of the group and what we have right now. Like I said, there's no in between.
Coach DeRuiter and Joey both have brought up Jacob Rodriguez's name, and now you just did. What specifically is he doing?
Effort.
Really catching your eye?
Effort. The first thing I asked for on day 1 is complete total effort, and he's consistently put it on tape so far. So trying to build a foundation of effort and running the football. I asked him, you know, the other day, if your hair is on fire, how fast would you run to go find a lake? That's how fast we're running the ball every play, and he has consistently done it. So it takes a long time to get in shape to do it at the level we need in the Big 12, but through 7 practices this spring, he's doing it. So that's what set him apart so far. It's simple.
I know in high school, of course, he's a star quarterback, and you said last year Virginia he played like all over on offense. Is he just like a football player?
Yeah, so I love high school quarterbacks on defense. I take a room full of high school quarterbacks if they have a mentality to play defense, which he does. So yeah, he backed up every position on offense at UVA last year, other than O-line. So a cerebral guy. Never played defense, but he's bought in, and he's got a defensive mindset. You know, he ran the ball hard as a quarterback in high school, so, you know, excited about him.
The other guys you mentioned, where are you working? Derek Lewis and I forgot who you mentioned after him.
Ty. Ty's worked Mike and Will. Derek's worked Will. Trent's worked Mike and Will. So I'm trying to get everybody working both positions during the spring, because obviously the more versatile you can be, the better we can be as a defense. So kind of work them all over.
As far as working in a new staff and a new scheme, how beneficial is it to have some of those super seniors and seniors that you mentioned, as far as like the grandpas on the team?
Yeah, I mean, they're great, man. They're great. They've come in, and you know, there can be some backlash, or you know, bucking the system when the new staff comes in. But these guys have embraced us, and they bought into what we're asking them to do. So, you know, I think the fact that the young guys see the old guys on board with it, it just makes the transition easier. So really excited about those guys that we have that are senior citizens.
And how have they responded so far to picking up a new scheme, just in your position group and then the defense as a whole?
Yeah, we're feeding them through a fire hose, which we wanted to get the whole package installed. So we're feeding them, asking them to drink through a fire hose, and they've responded well, man. They come in hungry every day, and there's no second guessing. There's no questioning what's going on. They're here. What's next, coach? So they couldn't ask for a better group.
What's your evaluation of Matthew Young so far?
Man, Matt's been awesome. A guy that obviously is transferred in and then is an older guy, sixth-year guy, has been great. He comes to work every day. I like being around him. He does extra. And another guy, like you said, older guy in the group that can pull those young guys along.
They used him a lot on the edge last year and toward the end of the season. How are you kind of?
Yeah, so he's strictly inside backer right now. And we watched film from last year, so have seen him on the edge, so know that he does have a versatile skill set if he did need to play on the edge, but right now just at inside.
Are you where you're happy where they are 7 practices in?
No, never. Like I said, there's been improvement, but we got a long way to go. So, like I said, trying to lay that foundation, I think it's being laid. But there's things that I asked them from practice 1 to practice 15. I want to see these things show up on tape more and more every day. So they're showing up, but not anywhere near where we need to be.
Coach, kind of back to Ty. What's something that he's done?
Ty Kanya, Tyreek Matthews. Sorry.
Ty Kanya.
Okay.
Is there anything that stood out to you about him, like just athleticism or potential?
Yeah, both. He's a good athlete, and he's done a good job transitioning from Mike to Will, because I had to move him back and forth a little bit for depth, and he's showed up and came to work and knew his job at both spots. So yeah.
Is Will a outside backer in your scheme or more of an inside?
Both. He'll play in the box and play out of the box, based on we'll be pretty multiple. So yeah, he's, I guess, classified as an inside backer, but he'll be in the box, out of the box based on the call.
Yeah. What about Tyreek Matthews?
I'm glad you asked. No, Tyreek's done a great job. Another older guy that has contributed here in the past. I recruited him out of high school at another school I was at, and he was one of my favorite kids on our board coming out of high school. He's a great kid, fun to be around, brings some life and energy to the room, and is bought into what we're asking him to do, and is working really hard.
So you recruited him for Baylor or before you were at
Before Liberty, yeah. So obviously once Texas Tech offers and he's in Texas, that ship kind of sails. But I remember him vividly out of high school.
Did he come visit?
No, he didn't. I went and visited him. I was down in Houston, so.
Yeah.
Okay, you had 4 weeks to figure this out. Asked you during for the coaches meeting where your favorite place is in Lubbock to eat. You got your answer yet?
I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble. I mean, I gotta plead the fifth. I will say, depending on what type of food. The linebackers, we all went to Blue Sky last night, which I think is a tremendous burger. If anybody has a better burger in Lubbock, I'm willing to try. I'll try any suggestion. We had Thai pepper for lunch the other day. Can't beat that. I'm all over the map.
So, as this linebacker crew comes together, who really is standing out as the leader of this group, and that the others may be coming together toward?
Yeah, I think just based solely on experience, I think Cochran and Dimitri both provide some leadership because they've played a lot of football. So they've been there and done that, and so I think those two kind of set apart as kind of the guys that are leading the charge.
Cochran playing middle.
Yes.
Well,
they're going to both play both.
Yeah.
I'm asking a lot from them. So I don't want to pigeonhole a guy, because we want to get our best people on the field. So at some point in time, if our best people are these two guys, they need to both know Mike and Will so we can get them on the field.
So
Is there a designated Sam on there?
So the SAM based on personnel grouping would be another linebacker, but probably would not come from my room, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
So you are very happy with the depth that you have in the linebacking room right now?
We have some depth, yeah. We have some depth. It's probably too early to say, but you know where we're at right now, I would think that we have a handful of guys that can help us.
Anything else?
All right. Thank you, guys.